Drones have officially changed how wars are fought in the modern day. Even though it is the 21st century and there should be absolutely no wars, the world has got to make the best of what they have, and the superpowers do not hold back. Today, drones come in all shapes and sizes, from basic military drones to kamikaze variants. Some drones can even mess up the enemy's communication and air defense systems. Drones climb to an indispensable status is not unexpected, especially given how effective and low cost they are. The drone technology is amazing and frightening on its own, but add to that the fact that you can't hear, see, or tell where they're coming from, and all of a sudden, it hits you like fireworks. Wonders of the human mind. With the Russia-Ukraine war brimming, the US has been providing huge amounts of weapons to Ukraine, which, quite frankly, has stirred chaos in Russian headquarters. One of the weapons include loitering munitions, aka drones, aka Switchblade. Finding out information on Switchblade has never been easy. Since they have been in use by American Special Forces for more than 10 years, hardly any information or battle recordings have been made public. So, unsurprisingly, there is little information from Ukraine as well, but there is enough to provide some insight. So let's get right into some nerdy stuff. Number 1. Some Switchblade deets. Before we hit you with some technicalities, did you know that even drones have nicknames? Can you guess Switchblade's nickname? Here's a hint. It's much cooler than its original name. The Switchblade 300, often called a kamikaze drone, is a 5.5-pound tube-launched weapon with wings. It also has an electric propeller that expands after its launch and allows the drone to cruise at around 60 miles per hour. The drone's operator locates, locks on, and destroys targets using the drone's thermal and visible light cameras. The Switchblade has unparalleled precision and, well, it makes sense since the Switchblade is especially made for challenging and short-lived, high-value targets. But that's not even the most interesting thing about this drone. More intriguing is how compact it is. It can actually fit inside a soldier's rucksack. The gratifying explosion from a javelin missile is sometimes followed by a secondary explosion from when the ammo or gasoline within the target vehicle fires up. The javelin missile's warhead weighs roughly 19 pounds, which is nearly 40 times that of the Switchblade. The Switchblade is nicknamed as the flying shotgun, and aptly so, as its charged warhead is fragmented, charges directly at the target, and is set up to get triggered mid-air by a sensor. Number 2. Switchblade's precision analysis. So let's get into the nitty-gritties of this sleek, compact, smarty-pants drone. Currently, the Switchblade Suicide drone is available in 2 different models, the 300 and 600, and knowing the US and its obsession with military drones, it has obviously been sending both versions to Ukraine. In fact, in April, US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin declared that both types were being sent to Ukraine by the Pentagon. At least 100 of the 700 Switchblades that the US promised to supply to Ukraine have already arrived. So far, they have been the infamous Switchblade 300, a small, portable, single-use drone that can target people and small cars. The kamikaze drone, according to the manufacturer, employs real-time GPS coordinates and video for perfect targeting with minimal collateral consequences. It's propelled through a tube, and due to its modest size, it may take off from several aerial, maritime, and terrestrial platforms. The whole weight of the kit, payload, launcher, and transport bag is under 2.5 kilograms. The Switchblade may disengage from or cancel a mission at any moment, unlike other weapons, and then recommit to a different target as directed by the user. This guarantees accurate strikes and swift, last-second abortions in case of jeopardy to surrounding properties or persons. Number 3. Switchblade 600ing around. According to AeroVironment, the cool Switchblade killer manufacturer, the bigger Switchblade 600, soon be sent to Ukraine, is a next-generation loitering missile that can kill armored targets like tanks, all the while being set up and ready to fire in less than 10 minutes. Its range is roughly 40 kilometers and its endurance is about 40 minutes, but because of the drone and missile it carries, which combined weigh close to 55 kilograms, it is significantly heavier. The drone operator controls the missile manually or with a tablet-based touchscreen fire control system, and that's the most we know about this 600 drone. But now, finally some talk about the dangers. Number 4. Is Switchblade an autonomous weapon? It's ironic to talk about autonomy in any context related to the superpowers, especially the US and Russia. But believe it or not, autonomy plays a huge role when it comes to weapons. It's absolutely critical to know whether a weapon can be controlled or not, or else the anxieties of a non-human takeover run high. And let's not forget the mass casualties as well. The Switchblade, like many other drones, is guided by waypoint navigation, in which a person draws a course on a map. The drone, once launched, takes off on its own. In contrast to radio-controlled equipment, the user just indicates what they want to see and where they want the camera to be pointed, and the onboard computer steers the aircraft to that location and keeps it on course. The Switchblade uses additional software like feature and object recognition to help it locate and follow a target. Although it doesn't fit the technical definition of an autonomous weapon, it is a weapon with autonomous qualities that do have the potential to alter how people use them. Understanding how exactly Switchblades employ the autonomous capabilities they have is more crucial than figuring out if they match the criteria of an autonomous weapon. With that in mind, it's generally best to ignore definitional arguments and focus on the unfamiliar and familiar threats brought about by the increasing autonomy of weapon systems. Switchblades, especially Switchblade 300s, have a short flight time between launch and impact in combat, so the person firing the weapon is working like someone launching an anti-air missile at a plane, trusting that the missile's own targeting mechanism would strike what it is meant to attack. The Switchblade is different from previous missiles in that the human operator has the option of stopping the assault if something changes, such as a civilian entering the area, or the cameras showing what the operator had believed to be a tank to really be a school bus. That contrasts with something like a high-flying Reaper drone, which launches unreturnable missiles. One of the main promises of weapon control systems is the ability to exercise that type of control, effectively unfiring a missile once it is in the air. This ability to control is super dependent on the willingness of the person behind the trigger-launching weapons in war. And viewing the missile's video stream all the way isn't for the faint-hearted, and can have a serious effect on how much control you have of the weapon itself. Number 5. Other drones? Well, it would be really foolish of us to assume that the US would not dance in all its glory when it comes to drones. After Switchblade, the US has dropped another Jake Peralta's level cool drone. Drumroll please. The Phoenix Ghost. Well, what's the tea? From what little information that is available about this secret, top-level drone, the Phoenix Ghost drone is also a form of loitering weapon, similar to the Switchblade in that it flies for a long time before collecting a target. The Phoenix Ghost takes off vertically, monitors a target for up to 6 hours, and uses infrared sensors to operate at night. It is effective against medium armored vehicles. It can loiter for far longer than the Switchblade, which can only fly for around 1 hour. The details are light on the Ghost, but not for long. We'll be telling you all about these drones' effectiveness real soon too. But since Phoenix is in development, what other drones do we know about that have been used in the war? A fleet of drones that are manufactured in Turkey and drop laser-guided bombs is already in use by Ukrainian soldiers. These unmanned aerial vehicles are called Bayraktar TB2, and Turkey has already sold them to more than a dozen nations, including Azerbaijan, Libya, Morocco, and Ethiopia. In the early phases of Russia's invasion, the drones carried out surprise, effective Ukrainian assaults before the Russian troops could build up their air defenses on the battlefield. And that is all for this one. Stay tuned for more videos. See you later.